Oh, hang on. Oh no, it has gone on it. Right, sorry. Yeah, we're live. Good evening and welcome to Success in the City. My name's Helen Webster, and I'm not with the lovely Sandra Scott because she's sick in bed, but I am with the lovely
Nitu.
Nitu and
Palan.
Palan. So massive thank you to Nitu and Palan for coming on our show tonight. Not only did they come on our show tonight, they have fed me, which was amazing, and we're going to be talking all things chutney.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
But first, we shout out to the kids, any kids who've done amazing things this week. Okay. So, do you want to go first?
Arabir, he's done well with his football and he's very active. And Arnash is learning Kathak. So I'm proud of both of them.
Well, big shout out to them too. Well done. What about you, Palan?
For me, it's my best mate's son, Mikhail. Did very well at football on the weekend, so smashed it. So keep going.
Yeah, lovely, lovely. I'm going to shout out to the little ones of Holy Rosary, which we played whack-a-ball. And last week I went in and did an assembly in sign language for them.
Oh, wow.
Because I'm going to go in and teach some sign language through exercise. And they had 30 replies for their little letters today, so that was ace. So I'm going to go in and do that. And I'm going to shout out to James Walker, because I couldn't do it last week, who is my friend's little boy. And he won the trophy for good listening in football.
Amazing.
5. Yeah, so he doesn't normally listen. And so they must have given him a trophy for good listening, so he was made up. So yeah, it was a picture of him with this trophy. So big shout out to James Walker. Well done. Yeah, so cool. Success this week for you personally, something that's happened that's ace.
For me,
Yeah.
I managed to finish off a big job, massive job at home.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Did you expand?
Expand, I made a mess. I started decorating my bedroom, which was supposed to be 2-day job,
Yeah.
turned into 3 weeks job.
Oh, that's all right. Did you finish it?
We finished.
Well, that's good.
Fine.
Just in
Finally.
time for my
Two-
sister's birthday at the weekend.
Oh, brilliant.
And we were panicking. My friends were panicking. You're having a party in 10 days.
Yeah.
Look at the mess.
And it was all good, but the food was amazing though.
Yeah.
Yeah, the food was amazing. What about you, Palan? What's your success this week?
Today I actually had a very good meeting with a potential client. So I met him at the St. Helens Chamber Expo.
Oh.
We was exhibiting, and then we just got on because
Brilliant.
we just started chatting, and I gave him some chutney. Sealed the deal, I think.
Seal the deal with chutney.
And then went to see him today for the first meeting, and then it went really well. So I need to follow up with him and
Brilliant.
go from there.
Fingers round, all is sound.
I love it.
That's really
Yeah, I made it up
nice.
when I was about 6. So yeah, it's really cool, isn't it? Yeah, fingers round, all is sound. Brilliant. That's really ace. What's happened to us this week? So I think since we've been on the show, and I can't really talk about it because Sandra's not here, but we actually went to Eurovision.
Did you?
Okay.
We
Wow,
went to
lucky
Eurovision.
you.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
So Sandra won the tickets,
Did she?
and she was Ronan, his son, was going,
Mm.
and then he was like, "Oh, I don't really want to go, so take Helen." So a massive shout out to Ronan for not going. Said,
Giving you the
"Oh,
chance.
thanks, Ronan, for
Giving you
not
the
going."
chance.
Yeah, I was so delighted that he didn't want to go. And then we went to the after party, which was just immense. It was amazing. But we'll probably talk about that when Sandra's on, because it's not really fair, because she'll be sitting there spitting feathers now that she can't talk about it.
What time did you finish?
We left the club at 5:45 in the morning. Bold Street. Our
Yeah.
success probably was that Bold Street was still open for food. And then we sat on the step in
Just
Bold
opening
Street.
up.
It was still open. And we had some chips and a little bit of whatever they had left. Don't know what it was, but we had some chips. And then we were walking through town. And I was like, "Oh, let's get a taxi." And then I went, "What time do the buses start?" And there was a
6
bus.
Oh wow.
So I got the
Good
bus
time.
home, and I had a glittery top, a Union Jack tied around my neck with 2 garlands, which I'd had on all night. And then I sat on the bus, and I lived by Fazakerley Aintree Hospital. And as I got off, the nurses, everyone else was going to work, and the nurses, like, all had the uniforms, and I still had but never mind. But it was amazing. We had a great
Yeah,
time.
it
Yeah,
was
so
good.
fair play. We did
Yeah, we know.
14 hours, so that was all right, wasn't it?
It's a good shift.
It was a
I don't
good
think I
shift,
could do
wasn't
it.
it? Yeah. So that was cool. Yeah. So we're going to play this or that. I'm just going to check my phone to see if Sandra is alive. Right. Okay. Sandra has sent one in. So I'm going to ask you both these, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to ask you first, Nitu. Ginger or cumin?
Ginger, cumin. In which concept?
I've no idea. She hasn't
Just
told
pick
me
one.
that bit.
Don't overthink it.
Ginger.
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 I hate cumin.
I don't like ginger biscuits or anything like that. And ginger is quite spicy, isn't it?
Yes, but it's medicinally.
I know it's
very
good for you,
healthy.
isn't it? It is. It
It's
is.
very healthy.
So I'm going to pass on that one. Sandra hasn't put her answers, so I've no idea. Okay. I wasn't going to be that technical on my questions, which you'll find that I never am. Okay. So mine question was, what's my first one? Okay. Mexican food or Chinese food? Palan.
Chinese for me.
Chinese.
Yeah.
I'll go for Mexican because it has got similar flavors like Indian. I like Chinese food as well, but yeah, Mexican.
Yeah. Perfect. I would go Chinese, I think, as well. Yeah, Chinese, yeah. Let me just put my comments on in case anybody is joining in and we can see.
Can I give you reason for me?
Yeah.
Chinese only have got one option, vegetarian noodles. Nothing has got, when you go for vegetarian option, everything has got egg in it. For them,
Yeah.
vegetarian is egg
I know.
and fish.
No.
No.
No, you have to
So-
say like no egg, don't you?
Yeah.
as
And
well?
then they look at me.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
even asked, I want
What?
chippy.
Yeah.
Do you fry your chips in the same oil where you fry your chicken
And the
and
fish, yeah.
and they said yes, there's no separate oil for the vegetarian chips, so I said I'm not having it.
No, stick to your own. Your cooking's better than any Chinese food anyway.
So no more chips for me from the
Yeah.
Chinese shop.
Okay. I'm going to ask Palan this one. A papadom or chapati?
Chapati.
Oh,
Chapati.
chapati the same. Oh, I do like poppadoms.
I like poppadoms, but
You can only eat one for the rest of your life.
Chapati.
Still
Chapati.
chapati.
Yeah, the reason I think no, we have poppadoms, but they are slightly different and finer.
Ooh.
So the one we get here in the restaurants,
The big crisps.
yeah,
Yeah, they're not
With the-
authentic.
They're not authentic.
they are
Oh.
nice, but they're okay.
They're okay, but they're not like
Not
they're a
like
bit-
the one we are used
not like
to.
real ones,
Not
like
the
you
real
make.
ones.
Oh. Okay, we'll have to be back to sample then when Sandra when she's better then.
I'll have to go to India and
Yeah.
get some.
I know, that's it. Now off you go. Come back in a bit. Yeah. Okay. So the Childcare Academy sponsor our show for this
Okay.
month. Okay. So I tried to do something around babies.
Okay.
So, would you rather look after twin babies, little babies, okay, little newborn babies, twins, or 3 5-year-olds? Me too.
I would go with both of them.
Would you? Oh.
Because my background is I used to teach children in nursery as well as in primary school. I was
No
special
way.
needs teaching
Were
assistant. Yes.
Oh, you kept that quiet. You never told us that.
Okay, if you want the life
So
story,
my-
that's why we're here.
We're going to have the life story in a minute. Let's keep that. Yeah.
My background is teaching.
Oh.
When was a qualified teacher in India?
I was qualified teacher, primary teacher, school teacher in India. My mom is retired primary headmistress, awarded one as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
So if you have to look after babies, like little babies that do nothing, or little 5-year-olds that run around causing chaos.
5 years old, you give them some activities to do, they are perfectly fine. And if children don't run around and make a noise, they are not kids.
Oh,
You want
I love
children
it.
to be active.
100%.
You cannot. I do not like the kids who goes on the mobile. No. Go outside, play outside.
Brilliant. What about
I
you,
used to
Palan?
do-
Would you rather look after little tiny babies or 5-year-olds?
I'm thinking the 5-year-olds, only because I wouldn't know what to do if a
With the
baby would
babies.
start crying.
Yeah, I don't like
Screaming
brand
at
new
me.
babies. I like them when they're 5 months.
5-year-old, you can like drop them and they'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah. And you haven't got to change any nappies or anything like that. have you?
Drop
I
them.
can drop
and
you.
then
I
be
can throw
fine.
you in the water. You're fine. Yeah, you're great. Brilliant. Okay. So Sandra, we are. She's put in keeping with the sponsor, which is the Childcare Academy. So the Childcare Academy is a nursery in the Baltic who are next door to us in our office. So, when you were a child, did you prefer to do a jigsaw or action man like figures in Palan?
I don't know. I don't think either. I did Jenga a lot when I was a kid.
He did
Like just
Jenga.
making things out of
he-
Jenga blocks.
He
Not a jigsaw, no
Not a
action.
he used to everything has to be very creative. He used
Yeah.
to use his grandmother's wool or my knitting wool,
Don't remember
and the
this.
whole bedroom will turn into spider
When did I
web.
do this?
Yes,
Spiders? And did you put
And
the
then
costume
they-
on and then become Spider-Man?
I have no idea.
no costumes, but it would go from one doorknob to other doorknob, and the wardrobe, and he used to
Brilliant.
have bunk bed. And if we come in, you just
Well,
going
you
through
couldn't
the
get
air.
in.
You couldn't get in.
Well, that was his plan. You
And
can't get
that-
in my room.
I don't remember this, to be honest. But yeah.
Amazing.
That's just give him anything.
Just give him creative things.
and canopies. He used to make
Tents.
make a tents in
Dens,
there.
Yeah,
yeah,
dens,
Dens.
yeah.
He used to make so many
I
dens
remember
in
that.
there.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Washing line, where's come washing line? It's in Palan's room, attached with these bunk bed and all the beddings
Amazing.
on there.
So Sandra's listening in. She says she's fuming that she's listening. Oh,
I love
mate. And then she says she's gutted I'm not there. Never mind. Wait until I send you the pictures of the food. Oh, it was
Yeah, we had a
amazing.
feast. I'm not
We've
gonna
had
lie.
like a massive feast for 100 people for the three of us. So do you like jigsaws or like action figure doll type things?
I prefer jigsaws.
Jigsaws, yeah. I would say I didn't have Barbie, but I had Cindy.
Okay.
Yeah, and our Stuart had Action Man.
Yeah.
And I used to make him play outside my room. I wouldn't let him in. But I'd let my cousin Neil in with his Action Man. So it was like, yeah, you're not coming in. So yeah. But I love a jigsaw as well.
Jigsaws.
Not
I've
for
got
me.
it on my phone as well.
Yeah, I love a jigsaw. I'm into Lego at the moment. I'd probably go action figures, probably. Yeah, like dolls and things like that. Okay, my very last one is going to be a beach holiday or a city break in Palan.
I think it just depends, but like right now, beach is what I need.
Beach.
Yeah.
Just to lie on the beach and do nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Neetu?
I'd rather have some creative holiday where I can go and do and learn something
Yeah.
rather than sitting on the beach or visiting cities. So I can go and visit museums
Yeah.
and see
Yeah, city.
landmarks.
Yeah.
That's city.
So like pottering around the
Potter,
city
yeah.
and seeing the cultural
see
side
cultural
of it. Yeah.
things, yeah.
I can't lie on a beach, I get bored.
I mean,
But it's quite nice every now and again. to
I'd
just,
rather
isn't it?
go and visit,
Yeah.
and that's it for a day or so,
Yeah.
but not going for 7 days, 8 days.
No, I
Go-
couldn't do 7-8 days just lying there doing
No.
nothing. Could you?
I
Is that what
need
you're
I
having at
need
the
it right
moment?
now.
We've been working hard, haven't we?
He needs to relax.
Yeah.
That's it.
Cool. So we've played this or that then. Brilliant. So we know a little bit more about Palan and Neetu. So I met Palan on the Growth Catalyst. Don't even know what it's called.
Liverpool Uni.
It's in partnership,
Yeah.
isn't it, with Liverpool Uni, and it's a leadership and development management course. And we met, and Palan has got a marketing agency called Sood, and then he told us all about his mum, who is Mama Sood, and we've got some gorgeous t-shirts which I'm going to find in a minute, and we'll show you the merch at the moment, and we're going to talk through chutneys. We've got chutneys here, we're going to talk through those. But first, Palan, I'm going to hand it over to you so that you can tell us how. So Mum's already said that you were creative, so that must have led in nicely to how did you get into creating your own marketing agency, I suppose.
I think it's always something I wanted to do on my own, and then I did a degree in marketing, so therefore I thought I could do marketing when I really couldn't, to be honest. So in the beginning I just winged it, so I started doing social media, started doing random things for different people. So we used to work for a few restaurants in Liverpool,
Yeah.
a few pharmacies, and then eventually progressed to doing websites, but completely just self-taught on web. Had no idea what to do, and then just worked it out, and then that's how it sort of progressed, and eventually just came to do my own thing. Yeah, that's sort of it. It's nothing really too much more to say. It's just a lot of hard work and a lot of winging it until things started to go right. And there's been a lot of cool clients that have let me fail.
Yeah.
Obviously didn't charge them very much to do that, but they got results that were quite good, and they didn't pay a lot. So that's how I learned in the beginning, and then
Amazing.
we eventually hired a few people, and then now we have this. So
I know. So,
Yeah.
so we're in Palan's new office, which is gorgeous, and it's in St Helens, and it's massive. Goes right down there, all the way, like loads, and everybody's got 2 screens. So which
You
is
were mesmerized.
I was
with that.
mesmerised by that, and Palan's got 3. Just
Yeah.
saying, so
that
that's how
three
cool he
I
is.
just don't work very well.
Yeah, I couldn't even get my laptop working when I come in here. So all digits. So what sort of clients do you work with, and how do you get your clients and things
so
like that?
the predominant sort of service we offer is like any sort of web design. So from a basic sort of shop, so we work with like a mobile phone repair
Yeah.
shop, to a very complex granite company who have like multiple websites with us in Liverpool specifically. A couple of restaurants we work with, so Pins, we do their sites, and then Laros on Bald Street, we do their site, and then Chip, he's in like Chester, but he did Eurovision pop up. He was doing Dutch chips.
Amazing.
But then we specialize in generating leads through SEO and then social for these people as well.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And so, are you an expert in all of that, or do you hire people in?
Yeah, so we've got a team who do everything. So we've got two SEO, 2 people who look after SEO. We've got copyright. We've got someone for social. We've got someone for graphics, someone for web specifically, and then we also work with freelancers. I just talk a lot, and then that's what I do now. So I quite enjoy it.
Ace! What a day, isn't it? Brilliant.
Yeah. All day I've literally been talking, so it's fantastic.
Brilliant. And now you're carrying on.
Yeah.
And then when you come home, it's very quiet.
So it's lovely. It's lovely. Yeah, you get the best of both worlds, then, don't you? Brilliant. Okay, so you need to tell us about how you
came about this one.
Yeah, how you're a primary teacher, and now you.
Now I'm doing
Mum's done
this.
loads. So
I did. When you are thrown in a deep end, so you try and swim. That's what I did. Like very common, but swimming madly.
Like a swan.
A swan.
But your feet were doing that
Yeah.
underneath, yeah.
So when you have to survive, you do things. I got married and came here in this country. I had no family apart from Palan's dad and my in-laws. So for me, it was totally different culture shock. But adjusted. It was learning curve for me. But it was like at home, when I was growing up, my father used to call me, "You're a foreigner in my house," because I used to ask him question or put him on spot, because traditionally, when I was growing up, nowadays the boys and girls are equal, treated equal. Still, there are some families and cultures who predominate is male dominant, and that is unfortunately was the norm.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to object on everything, and I used to say there are certain things we can't do in our society, so you cannot, like, we were not allowed to go and learn swimming. My brother he used to go and swim,
but you couldn't.
But both of our sisters, we were very much no, what people will say, no, this is not our society. And then because I think they were a bit restricted, because they both seen the partition, my mom and dad. And my dad, he worked on with his best friend was one of the very famous Delhi theatre artist, and he used to do voluntary makeup. And because when you're on a theater, you are doing these shows, so for him he saw something. No, you're not learning music, you're not learning dance, because we got the restriction, because he's seen something obscene at the the background. So we were brought. I mean, he was very forward in thinking in that way. You have to learn the education, so that sometime if you have to fall back, you have got the skills, but you're not going to go to work. So that kind of atmosphere we were grown up. So, I mean, I was quite open-minded, and so was my parents. Both were like, we were not, in India, casteism was very much like, you are not equal, you don't sit together. that I never saw that in my family.
Yeah.
So for me, everybody was same. So when I came, I was finding it people were backward here then,
Yeah.
the way I was brought up. So I mean, it was good. It was good learning journey.
Yeah. Amazing.
But it was good. But I had a fabulous years, and then eventually I made friends. So my first friends were when I used to take them to school.
Other mums and
Other moms,
yeah,
and
lovely.
then that's how I was introduced to them, because where we were, there were not many Indians around,
Oh, okay.
so all English people.
Yeah.
And although I used to be very friendly, but the system in India is you can go back anybody's house anytime.
Yeah.
You don't need an invitation. You don't have to. You just knock on the. Oh, I was
Very
walking past at the
hospitable,
hospital. Yeah,
come
so it
in,
wasn't
yeah.
like time restricted. And
Yeah.
here, even if I have to go, I had one. My auntie, distant aunt, she was just not far from our house, and I said, "Can we go and see that?" No, you have to ring her up. And I said that, and she said, "No, Neetu, you can always,
Just
knock
come.
on my door anytime."
Yeah.
I said, "They always tell me, no, you got to ask someone
So
to
was that
go
the
there
hardest
first."
part for you? Was the
Yeah,
culture
the
change?
culture
Yeah,
change was
yeah.
hardest part. And then food wise, I'm being vegetarian
Have you been vegetarian?
from from a child. I mean,
Wow.
everybody in our family is vegetarian. Now my nephews,
Yeah.
they have turned the corner, but no, pure vegetarian. In our family functions, you don't even have onion garlic.
Wow.
Traditional weddings or traditional functions, they will not. The food will be cooked pure vegetarian. So no onion, garlic, egg meat. There's no way, no chance. So it's always like a
But
very
Mum
pious
cooks meat because obviously
by
I eat
I
it.
know she cooks meat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why aren't you vegetarian as mum is?
I can't do that.
You can't do
unfortunately.
it. You just love
But
meat.
she doesn't taste it as well. That's
No.
what I mean. Like I've not tasted that. It's just come out what Mum's made.
I've
So
observed.
have you never eaten meat then?
No, I've
And you
never.
can cook meat amazingly.
I've
Doesn't
learned.
taste it. Yeah.
That's
No,
amazing.
I've learned that from Palin's granddad and grandma,
Wow.
because when I got married, our traditionally female,
Yeah.
the girls, when you get married, you go and help and take over the kitchen. So you're part of the cooking team,
Yeah.
kitchen team, if I put it that way. And my mom said, I don't want any complaints from your in-laws that you are not, you saying, oh, it's meat, I'm not going to
Yeah.
cook. Learn from your mother-in-law, because I can't teach you.
Yeah.
And that's how I used to observe them. And my
Wow.
sister-in-law, she used to cook, so I used to, watch them, assist them.
Yeah.
Yes, I found it very weird in the beginning to touch meat,
Yeah.
but because Rajan, Palin's dad, they all were meat eaters. So there's no way there's no meat in the
Yeah.
house. So you get
Yeah,
used to it.
yeah.
So eventually I just used to watch them, and then I learned. I used to ask them
Wow.
questions. I mean, I wasn't forced to cook. I wasn't forced to eat.
No.
So I'm really very I do regard them for that, because I've never ever was done. No, you got to cook. No.
Yeah.
I've learned it myself.
But you've learned to.
I've learned it because the kids were growing up in that atmosphere. So you cannot have a child is not eating and mom is going to go and sit and eat. So there's no
Yeah.
way. And Palin specifically, he is a proper meat eater.
Yeah.
He's just beginning to taste vegetarian food. When it was baby, he used to have it.
Yeah. When you were made to have it.
Exactly.
No, it
And
wasn't
now-
made to have. No, you didn't know the difference.
You don't know the difference, so you
I
can
get
have
told
that.
that, oh, you
difference.
used to eat that when you were a kid. I'm like, I don't remember.
That's meat. Just eat it. It's chicken.
Camouflage.
Yeah. So are you a good cook, Falan?
I think
He
I'm
is.
good, yeah.
He is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't really need to be, but I
Yeah.
think I'm
You
good.
don't need to be, do you?
No,
Oh.
I think I'm a good
Certainly.
cook.
Yeah, he's good.
So how old were you when you started learning to cook?
Before university.
Yeah, just
Mhm.
before
The
uni. I
crash
think.
lesson.
Was it?
We had a few, and then at uni, like Mum would give us like care packages of like loads of food, but then we did have to fend for ourselves. So just experiment, and then I just like to wing it. I can't bake because I can't measure.
Okay.
I failed many times making cakes or
Yeah.
cinnabons because I get very like you get cravings sometimes. I was like, let me make a cinnamon roll. I was just too impatient to let it prove, and then it just turned out to be disgusting. But food. I like chicken. I like to add lots of spices, lots of flavors, and yeah, I enjoy it. To be fair,
And do you bake as well, Nita?
no,
Or
not
just-
not that
Yeah,
much,
you
but
do.
yes, I do.
But you can do cakes and things.
Mum
Yeah.
experiments with all
I
sorts of mad stuff.
experimented.
Yeah. So there is an experiment of these. Well, this is an experiment. This is like
No.
real things. What are these?
These are
don't know.
gulab jamun.
Oh, where's the camera there? Look. So these are desserts, aren't they?
Yeah,
So I'm going to test one.
test
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Okay. What is it?
It's a milk base.
Okay.
There's nothing.
I've got one here. Do I just
If you
stick it
got
all
that
in or
out-
do I bite
Yeah,
it?
go for
You
it
can
all.
bite it, go
Oh,
for
you-
it off. You
Can I bite it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can bite it.
I don't think I'll be able to stick it all in. They look amazing. They look like little donuts.
Yeah, they are like
Oh,
juicy
are they?
donuts. Then sugar syrup.
Oh, shut the front door. Oh my days. What are they?
They're called gulab jamun.
Gulab jamun.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's
I don't
one
know
thing-
how the name came about, but I don't know.
What's the
Jamun.
translation?
Does it mean?
Gulab is rose,
Hmm?
and jamun is one of the berry fruit in India. So because these are very light ones, so traditionally in India you get them very dark.
Yeah.
So when you fry it, you
Mm.
fry on a low heat, and then straight away you put it in a sugar syrup.
They
So
are
sugar
amazing.
because they
Sandra's fuming and she's livid now. Mate, you couldn't have one of them. They're not gluten free, or are they?
no.
no,
No, you couldn't have one.
This is milk, so I don't know.
No,
Yeah, milk. Have they got flour? What flour do you use?
Semolina, just a teaspoon.
Oh, maybe semolina. I don't know.
I don't know.
But if it gluten,
We'll have to
yeah,
see if they're
semolina,
gluten-free.
yeah, the semolina will be gluten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice. Never mind, mate.
I was trying to find something.
Yeah,
I
never
could have
mind.
made you burpee.
But yeah, Mum's done all sorts for
Yeah.
work. So Mum first job
Yeah,
was teaching in my school, which
Yeah.
Was it?
torturous.
yeah.
The TA
Oh,
in
did you
my
have to be
school.
like really
Easy.
It was
good,
the
well
first
behaved?
class was my class.
Was it?
And he just went, "Don't hug me in school."
Oh, how old was he then?
5, 6 years
Oh,
old.
when you were tiny. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I don't
And then
know.
used to, the minute I used to park the car, he used to shoot out. Walking with you.
Oh.
Don't
But
hug me in
I
the
bet you if it was raining, I'll have a lift home.
No, I used to take them.
Yeah.
When I took the job, it was only because so that I can have the same holidays.
Holidays,
Although
yeah.
I was qualified teacher, I could have waited to go, but being separate,
Divorced.
when I got divorced, that time I wasn't. Then I needed someone to look after
Yeah.
them if I go and do further because
So
my
a teacher
Indian-
in India,
yeah, but
and then
I-
you come here, would you have to do extra?
yeah. So
Yeah.
for that,
It's crazy, isn't it?
Stupid.
no, even GTP, they were saying I'm qualified. I don't have to go and do the courses, but somehow I didn't have the UK certificate.
Yeah.
So to go and get that, I needed to leave them in the school, and I had
Yeah,
no one
childcare.
to look after
Yeah.
them and take them to school. So I just took this, and I worked in, and I did my childcare level 3 with
Mhm.
my very close friend Diane, who was a preschool teacher.
Amazing.
And she was the one because I used to just send volunteer sometime,
Yeah.
go and talk about Diwali, and that's how
Ah,
I
yeah.
got friendly with them. And she said, "Why don't you, while you're," because I had injuries, so I was recovering from them. She said, "Why don't you do the course while you're working here?" And she offered me a couple of days so children can go school.
Yeah.
And that really helped and gave me the confidence. And then while talking to Tower College, they went to Miss Oxley very kindly offered me teaching assistant job because I joked with her. I said, "You got to give me a job so that I can, be with the kids during, so I have same holidays." And I started in 2002 there as a teaching assistant, and it was good. It was brilliant, 7-8 years, and all the way through Collins. When even GCSE, then I left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Mum's done
so-
everything. Like Mum.
So then I did catering as well. Anybody asked me to do so that I can have a little bit extra
Yeah.
cash in my hand.
Did all these stuff you did with World Museum.
Yeah. So
In Liverpool?
Liverpool
Oh, did
Museum.
you?
Yeah. 3
When
years.
did you do that?
It was in 2000, around 2002, 3 time.
And then we used to go for free and we get the tickets. So we
Yeah.
always used to go up and down that museum like it was
museum.
nothing.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
because
Mum was
they
there all day dressing
because
people
they
and
they
telling
used to
them
be
about
with
it.
me, so not going outside. They you're not going to be, and then everybody was instructed they're not to cross the
Yeah.
door.
So did you make all the food for, or did you just go and
Just
No,
to
it
talk
was
about
a
it.
talk about
And then
it and,
dress
and
people up.
educate people?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
they only asked me initially. Came through first time when I went. It was through Ajlan Temple. They asked me, and I went in being a teaching background. So when they liaised with me, they said, so I created the. I couldn't find the books here. When you're just suddenly
Yeah.
starting off, so I drew all the Rangoli patterns. I said, use them.
Mum's a very good artist.
And I
as well.
still so I don't know whether still they're using it or not. And then
and did you leave those books in the museum?
so no, yeah, I just left those designs.
We need to
for
shout
them.
out and find out who's in the museum and all those.
I don't know if they still have got it or not, but
I bet you they have.
they might have. And then
I'm gonna find
what
out.
I could think there was so all I did was took my suitcase, all my salwar
Saris,
suits,
yeah.
saris, whatever kids younger, their outfits. I just took them all there, whatever in the small ornaments I had,
Yeah.
took it, displayed it, and people would come in asking, and it was fantastic. Honestly, the whole day went like this. I did Mendi
for
for
us.
them.
Remember you run up and down like "Ah!"
Because they were getting bored, obviously.
Yeah.
And I think, but it was joint effort. They really liked it. So I went 3 runs on the web.
Ah.
So 3 times I did. They asked me to do in because our New Year is in April.
Yeah.
So I did then. But then with that in the school, preschool, I was the regular one. I used to go and talk about Diwali, and it just because it's fascinating, because it's my cup of tea. So
Yeah.
I
and
used
it's
to
nice,
love
isn't it,
into
I
the
suppose,
game.
to educate others on what it's all
What's
about
all
and how
about,
you celebrate and the
yeah.
traditions behind it.
Then I did I worked in Halton Borough Council.
Yeah.
I was based in Children's Centre in Halton,
Yeah.
and did again the Diwali days.
So the
and
Diwali
had
Queen?
Well, last year we hosted our first.
I
Diwali
know
party.
you
Diwali
did,
party.
because that was when we very first met.
Yeah.
And Palam was saying, "Oh, I'm having a party, and we've got fireworks, and we've got this, that, and the other." And I was like, "Oh, that's a bit cool." And I thought there'd be about 10 people, but there was a few more than that, wasn't there?
There was
70, I think, in the
70,
end,
no, nearly 100,
Yeah.
including kids.
Nearly killed myself with the fireworks.
But everyone loved it. Everyone
Yeah.
loved it.
And did
yeah?
you do the food for that?
No, I didn't do
No.
the food, but I did the decorations.
Decorations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were going, "You're mad," but
We couldn't do that. We didn't have enough time.
Which is amazing, isn't it?
it's good.
So how did the chutney come about then?
So basically, out of lockdown, you were allowed to have people around to your house.
Yep.
I think 2021 time. So a lot of my mates came round to mine, and we had a barbecue. So Mum was marinated all the chicken, and we did everything. I started cooking. And Mum brings out these chutneys, and I'm like, "Mum, what are you doing? Like, stop being weird." Because I've never had them and been in my fridge for years. Like literally, some of them have been in there for years. All these pickles,
Yeah.
chutneys, loads of different things. This is just the tip of the iceberg, by the way.
Yeah.
Mum's got loads of recipes. And then giving into peer pressure, not wanting to be like that person, I tried them for the first time, and then so did a lot of my friends. And then everyone loved them. And then one of my mates,
Me too knows.
I said,
Just
that's
saying.
actually not bad. It's really good. And then
Surprise.
I was
Mum,
surprised.
this is really nice.
Yeah.
And I said,
There was a date in
it?"
Tamarind one. It was really nice. Because that's the first time I had it. Was at the
Wow.
barbecue, and then my mate was like, "I'd buy that." So
And
I
what
went
did-
away.
because they were all from Tower College,
From
so
Tower
they,
College,
there was protocol, so you don't go, Mrs.
Mrs.
Sood,
Sood.
we will buy this.
Oh, yes, Mrs. Sood.
So yeah, Mrs. Sood, yeah. So I went away, did the initial logo, bought the domain, set the Instagram account up on May 2021, and then a few months later, I came to him and was like, "Look, we're doing this chutney stuff."
So it's like it's a marriage made, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you've got your skill set of the cooking and stuff, and then you've got Palan's skill set of
marketing.
how to market and
Yeah.
do everything else. And I think a lot of people, when they start a business, they try to do everything, don't they?
Yeah.
You know, for themselves,
So for
and then
themselves.
it's tricky, isn't it? Because you've
Yeah.
got all this going on, but you've got experts in. So can we go through each one of these
Yeah.
chutneys?
You're trying them all, aren't you, on camera?
I'm gonna try 3 of
The
them.
chili.
I'm not gonna
you
do
said
the
the chili
know,
before.
Pal, you
I'm
know
gonna
what?
try it just so everyone can have a
Then
laugh.
you know what? After the chili, you can have another
I'll
one.
get you
Oh,
a-
thanks. Get me. I don't want water because that makes it hotter.
Oh,
doesn't
does it? I don't know.
Don't I need milk?
No.
I can get you milk. Do you
No,
want me to
I'll
get
have
some
a little bit more Coke just in case. So for everybody, I can't eat salt and vinegar crisps without my nose sweating. All right. Which do we start with apple?
Yeah, let's
That's
start
the
with
mild
apple,
one.
Let's start with that.
Okay. So they're in these gorgeous little jars,
On the tissue there.
and Palan's created all of the stuff. And the company's called Mama Suits, isn't it?
Mama Suits, yeah.
Yeah, Mama Suits. And this one is apple, and it looks delicious. So don't give all your recipe. Save a little bit of secret
Do you want me to get
there.
you crackers?
I need a little something to put it on, don't
Yeah,
I?
I'll get you crackers.
Thank you. Where did the apple one come from?
Apple one, we used to have apple tree in one of the house we initially was renting, and at home, anything left over, fruit or anything before it goes up. So we don't throw food away
In India.
in India. We
Yeah.
don't. So you keep making things out of it. Either you make it a pickle, and here as well. So I had the habit, left berries are left, or they're going to go off, or I don't want to throw it. So you just quickly make a chutney, or just
quickly make a chutney.
just little bit on the side with your dinner. So if you're making small amount, it just doesn't last for long.
Yeah.
So because we had apple tree in Rivington Road, the house we were,
Yeah.
and he used to love climbing. I've got photographs of him climbing on the tree.
We
and
need
the
to bring
pelican.
them. That should be on the label. That should be on the label of the apple. Palan climbing the little apple tree.
Palan and Pelican.
Inspiration.
Yeah, and the both of them used to just go and what am I going to do with that many apples? So I used to start making chutneys. Mom was here, make chutneys.
Yeah.
So we used to make chutney and jam.
Yeah,
So
Mum doesn't like to
I-
waste food.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. Which is an amazing thing, and it's especially
and then,
now.
Yeah.
isn't
So
it, food waste?
and I used just eat it, make it, and we made apple pies as well, and gave it to my friends.
They were like
have it.
made up with you. Right, I'm going to go an apple. I'm
Yeah.
all right with apple.
Yeah.
I'm safe with this one because I've tried this one before. And it smells amazing. It really does. I'm going to do whole crack.
Do you know what we could do while you're here?
What?
We could do a taste test against a normal branded supermarket one.
No, you've seen it. Leave it.
Whoa.
She's already tried it.
Okay.
So that apple one
Yeah.
is delicious.
Yeah.
What would you put with the apple one generally?
I
Or
have
is
it
it
with
anything?
anything, so like cheese sandwiches, crackers, and cheese obviously will go really well. I
I only have, the plain rice.
Yep.
Just put dollop on it and
can
then
do it
just
with
have it rice on
toast.
it.
Yeah,
Toast
just
is-
So there's not sort of like, you know the way in, like we say, we have lamb and mint sauce,
No.
cranberry and turkey.
No,
None
of that.
there's-
You
just
there's
have it with
no-
what you feel
yeah,
like.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
So-
you don't want to label them because everybody's taste is different.
Mm-hmm.
Your taste will be different to mine. I
Yeah.
will like it with just normal toast,
Mhm.
nothing else on it.
It is gorgeous.
And but you might not like that toast.
But traditionally, like people think Indian chutneys, they think poppadoms, right?
Yeah.
Poppadoms, and
So
we
a
have
phrase
some as
we've sort of coined is like, we're not your average poppadom passengers because we're
well.
not.
You use it with everything.
You can have it with loads of different things. You can have it with bacon. You can have it with roast dinners. You can have it with Mexican food like we've had tonight.
Yeah.
You can have it with Thai food. It's just about enhancing flavour in an easy way.
And I want to say about it's spice for taste, not for heat.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
You know,
spicy
so it's
taste,
not-
not for
yeah.
heat, except for the chili, which is a bit
Except
of
for the
both.
chili one, which I'm
But
waiting. I'm leaving
chilies-
that till the
no,
end.
but the chilies as well. It's not that you only get the kick afterwards. I'm just telling
Okay.
you. You just try and
Perfect.
say.
Okay. Our next one is date and tamarind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So talk me through this one.
So date and tamarind again, because it stays longer.
Okay.
So when usually we have Navratri, like Ramadan, or
Okay.
you do Lent.
Yeah.
So during that fasting time,
And how long is that for?
it's
Is it-
it's twice a year.
Mhm.
I just do it. That's for 11 days, and then
Yeah.
Ganpati. So we've got constantly festivals keeps coming or fasting keeps coming. and you can't have onion or garlic or anything. So this used to be like, our enhancing taste, because when you have a bland food,
Yeah.
so you can have a little bit of chutney with it. So it
To
just gives
liven
you
it
the
up and-
liven it up. So that's where it just, used to be used. You can't go and buy a sauce, tomato ketchup from outside, because they have got onion garlic in it. So we couldn't use that. So this used to be like homemade chutney.
And are
because
these recipes from your family, or are these recipes that you just know, or
I
do you make them up yourself?
No, I picked up from my mom, because there's no starch modifier in it.
Mm.
So when we do fast, we don't have flour thing. We won't have starch. So it's only fruit or vegetable. In vegetable as well, root vegetable, not like aubergine or okra. So anything with seeds, we won't have it. So it's just like carrots, parsnips, or you can have what you call yam.
Yeah.
So anything,
Anything
below
under the
ground,
ground.
under the ground. So that's what we could have. And so we used to make. You can fry them, make pakoras out of it, and ragi flour we could have. So when you're making pakoras, you want to have a like little bit of
A little
tomato
something.
sauce.
That
You make, and that's where
is
this
amazing.
used to be my favorite thing.
Is that your favorite one out of all of them?
Out of all of them, and mint.
That one's
But I've
gorgeous.
not done mint
Is there a
yet.
tomato one already open?
That's open.
Yes,
yeah.
open.
Okay. So I don't like tomatoes, but I'm going to... Oh, do not try the spicy one, Helen. I'm going live on it, son. I'm trying it just for you. Right. Yeah, let me use this one. Yeah. So this is tomato and pineapple. So where did the sweet and the sour come from?
Sweetness.
Yeah, like you have like sweetie and soury type foods, and where's the blends and things?
Blending things, it's because nice. you can't have all the time. You can't have too sour, and you can't have too sweet.
Yeah.
So when you mix them together,
like Goldilocks, it's just right.
So it's just right. Because it's a it's a journey.
So I wasn't going to eat that one before because I was like, oh, I won't like that. I think that's my favourite one so far.
Told you.
I know.
I did say to you, try a little bit. No, she left the hot one out.
No, I'm going to
have... do a dab, a little tiny dab.
Only a drop.
So this is like a greeny colour, which already...
It's only chilies.
It's only chilies.
I know, which like terrifies me. And it's called... Chili. Oh, it's just called chili.
Yeah, so in hindsight, on the next label we will put like 3 or 4 chilies on it, like to the heat rate.
So different.
Shut up, is that how many chilies? Okay.
No, then like, when you go to like Nando's.
Different type of chilies.
No, the heat ratio.
The heat ratio.
The heat ratio.
If you have like...
5 out of 5 is like you're going to kill yourself.
So if there's like a little empty chili...
Yeah, it's going to be 4 out of 5.
I wouldn't eat it. If there was an empty chili.
I see. So there's an empty chili on the tomato one, I would reckon.
And now there's how many of these? So I'm going to do that much.
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got a little blob, which is probably the size of... I don't know. You're probably looking at this, but I'm probably saying that you can't even see.
You can do.
Where can you buy them, Sam? We're going to come to that after I kill myself eating this one. Right, I'll have some Coke in there, please, Pam, before I go. Right, ready?
You'll be fine, honest to God.
Mum, sometimes people don't like chili, and it is a lot.
Oh,
God. Oh, God.
Oh, bless you.
Wow. What?
So for our so we made a chili challenge as well, and for that you have to have 4 big spoonfuls.
Wow. Wow.
Gee whiz. Do you want me to answer that question while you're waiting? Okay.
Wow.
So at the moment we're just selling online, so you can buy it on mamasoothes.co.uk. So MAMASOODS.co.uk.
Keep going, pal.
Okay.
You can have this one.
So thank you. Now I've earned that.
So Mum is very much creative when it comes to these. So these are the 4 flavors we started with, and we learned so much when we were doing it. So initially, these have all been shelf life tested for a year. But the guy who we did it with was at Chester Uni, and going from like marketing into this, I had absolutely no clue what I was doing, and Mum is complete new learning for her. Someone had to do like certificates and everything. And
He kept asking, how long is going to stay? I said, I don't know. I've got chutneys or pickles in my cupboard
For like
for
2
3
years.
years, 5
Mhm.
years old. They're still okay.
Yeah.
It's only you have to store them in
Correctly,
that
yeah.
correctly, and if its lid is
heat sealed.
if it's sealed properly, or if it's not rusty. So if lid goes rusty, it's going to go
Then
off.
it's gonna-
It's
Yeah.
with any product
Yeah.
you use it. And I said, but I wouldn't be able to predict. You
So
say
we
you're
worked it
asking me
out
so-
anyway. So we went to Chester Uni. We got a lot of help. And then we had to pay for it. And then the guy's like, you should have sent me 12. And I'm like, well, why didn't you tell me to send you 12 of each?
Oh,
I sent 2 of each.
yeah.
Because he was like, well, we open one every month. I'm like, you could have told me that before I sent it to you.
Oh.
So I said to him, look, they'll last just these 6 months and 12 months.
Yeah.
And then we got the certificates for them. But yeah, it's just so much learning to do with food. It's like
Yeah.
incredible. And like the flavors there, and like I hope you agree, it's like it is good. It's just we need to now get it in front
The
of the right
flavors are
people.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll have the chili one again.
No.
But the other 3, 1,000,000% towards. And the tomato one is my favourite, even though I wouldn't try that one before.
Yeah. So that has chunks of pineapple as well and raisins in. So.
And that's amazing. That's like really.
You can use fingers and
And I can
pick
use
that
fingers.
up.
I can have another one of
You
these
can
in a
pick
minute
it.
because I've earned it. Do people actually have 4 spoons of that?
For the challenge, yeah. So we
Can
did.
you do that?
Yeah.
Can you?
He was the one who asked me to make. Can you make chili chutney?
Yeah. So in a
And you-
former life as a food blogger,
Yeah.
and
Were you a food blogger?
Yeah.
Oh,
just
you've
through
left that out.
Liverpool, just through
Just come on.
Manchester.
What types of food?
No, it was like I just went to any type of restaurant that would give me free food.
So I'm a food blogger.
Yeah.
Go in, get free food, and
Yeah.
then blog about it.
And then I did a chili wing contest twice in Manchester.
And did you win?
The one in Yard and Coop I did for wings
Did
first,
ya?
and then
That's
the other
right.
one was a time thing. So
Oh.
if you passed the time, you won.
Yeah.
So I passed it with my mate. Yeah.
Amazing.
You got cap.
Yeah, I
Did you
got
get a cup?
You got a cap for it.
A cap, did you?
Yeah.
Didn't he give you
Chili
like 3 chicken
No.
wings for life?
I wish.
Right, no. So out of all of these chutneys, which one is your favourite, Niece?
All of them.
I know you can only have one for the rest of your
The
life.
rest of my life. One rest of the life.
Yeah, one for the rest of your life. Which one would you choose?
I'll go for date and tamarind only.
The dated
But-
tamarind.
Apple.
The apple's beautiful. I
Yeah.
love all of them.
Yeah.
I really like the tomato. You're gonna go. What would you go? Would
Chili.
you go chili? Would you?
Yeah. You would
My
go.
nose is running now.
I know, but like the good thing is you can mix it in with like yogurt,
Yeah.
and you can have it with like mayo. It just dilute it if you need to dilute it. And just go for.
Then they tell
flavour.
me that now. And I could have had that before. Cool. So I'm going to share all of Mama Sood's details on our socials, and then people can get in touch. So this is you were saying before. This is the start of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the next step for Mama Sood's?
Next step.
So mum is a bit crazy sometimes. Let me just put that out there
Crazy.
first. So
I love that.
mum will just make things without, because she's a creative and she might have something left over. But I can make that into a pickle, or I can make that into a chutney.
Which is
Some of
brilliant.
which is like really like matters, like what you're doing, like cabbage chutney, but it's more like a pickle, I'd say. And
It-
I thought that's crazy, but it's really nice.
Yeah. He
Because
seems to be shocked every time he says he goes, and that was nice.
you
And
know,
we've had all of
because
this.
I love red cabbage.
Oh, I love
vinegar
red cabbage too.
vinegar red
Yeah.
cabbage on my sandwiches. So I thought he's doing chutneys. He wants to do chutneys. So I
Mhm.
thought I'll do something with that. So I picked up red cabbage
Yeah.
and tried to make it into
Yeah.
chutney. Now my friends who have tried it, they like it. Still getting
think it
the
needs a
taste
bit
and
more
it's a bit
development,
more
yeah.
development. Like
Yeah.
I'm after, somebody will say, oh, I'm missing this flavor in it.
Yeah.
So like with these chutneys, when Palan did the taste test, they were very done near the beginning when I made it.
Yeah.
Because I made the way I used
Yeah.
to eat it. And then feedback came need to be a bit more
Thicker, yeah.
thicker. Or
And if they had to change because of like cultural taste changes and things like that,
no, the culture taste didn't go.
doesn't matter.
No,
no,
it
no.
didn't taste. It just
You
I
don't
don't
have to
think
sort of
so.
like dumb the spice down or
No, we've
anything.
not.
No,
We're
no.
not being
Just-
apologetic about anything.
No,
No.
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 This is full on what we would have.
Yeah, I love it.
It is the normal one, and also those who done the taste test. None of them were Asians, were they?
No, all English people.
They
Oh,
were
really?
all yeah.
You didn't do a little mixture?
No,
No.
all my friends who are food bloggers
Yeah.
in Manchester did it for us.
Ah.
And then just random people.
And how
that
did they
we
get to be on the taste testing panel?
Just knew them.
Because I'm sure loads of people will be like, how do I get on the taste test? Oh, my Uncle Ron is on. So my Uncle Ron's not very well. I think he's been a bit poorly, so
maybe
we're
a
giving him
bit
a shout
soon.
out. Spot on, that's for me. Which one, Uncle Ron? The chili jam for you?
I think so.
So Uncle Ron's favourite thing is dates. He loves dates. He absolutely loves dates. And I made him date scones and things like that. But he loves dates, yeah. But I think you'd like that. I think that'd be ace for you.
So I think all in all, we're gonna have around 20 different flavors. But chutneys, truth be told, were just a means to an end, because I think long term we want to get into more food. So open a venue, and then you can come to Mama Suits and have the food like you have today.
With more vegetarian options.
Well,
There'll still be meat. But...
well, I think the thing it's coming.
Meat will be.
You'll have a vegetarian side and a little bit of meat.
Yeah,
because that's the way the world's going at the moment. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Lots of people are going more veggie and
No,
things like that.
you go in restaurants.
Date and apple for Uncle Ron.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Oh, it's date and tamarind and an apple one. I'll get you one of both, and you'll like them. Yeah, cool.
Because when you go in the menu, you will see only one vegetarian option. That as well is not fully vegetarian. Now I'm going to do reverse menu.
I think that's a great idea.
One meat happy.
Well, we need to discuss it. But
So are you looking at? So we're going to start with chutneys. So everybody needs to buy loads of chutneys, because if you buy loads of chutneys, you can move on to the next step.
Yeah.
Can't you? So there's going to be a range of chutneys.
Yeah.
In different size jars. They're going to do some big ones and some little ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're going to do gift sets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to do the gift sets, and then we're going to try and get into retail. So if anyone knows any retailers and how to go about that, then definitely give us a hand. And then
like farmers markety type things.
So initially we're going to do like makers markets,
farmers markets and things. Yeah.
Mel at Shakespeare North is going to stock them.
We went to Shakespeare North on Friday night. We
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's nice. It's
beautiful there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and my mum says Dad would love the date. He would, Mum. He would. He'd love that, and he'd like the apple. And I think he'd like he'd like all of them except for the chili one. Yeah, I think we're not very good, but my Phil will love the chili one.
Yeah.
There you go.
He'll
So
be
everybody.
like, so there's something for everybody.
Yeah, that's
Isn't
what
that-
we're going to say.
And then you're going to do food. Are you going to do like pop-up events and
Yeah,
things like
so
that?
we've spoken about it with a few people in Liverpool. So hopefully we'll do something this summer
Oh,
where it'll be Mum's recipes being cooked somewhere by us, but like, not all the time because we're busy and got other jobs
Yeah.
to do. But yeah, I'll let everyone know when that happens and when it's confirmed.
Yeah, it's amazing, and I love the story that it's like the two of you doing it together, and you know, you've worked really hard for it, and you've earned it, and your cooking and stuff is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
how are you feeling when you're cooking? Are you like, is it your chill time? Are you nice and relaxed when you're
It's
doing
stressful.
it, or are you a bit?
When I jump in the kitchen, it's probably stressful.
Yeah, when you're on your own and
Yeah,
you've got
when
your
he
tunes
comes there, I
on.
just want him out.
Yeah.
What you doing? All right.
Let me taste that.
But I think
No,
I'm chief
he's
taste
my,
tester.
he's my taster.
Is he chief
I know when
taster?
it's
He's a
wrong.
chief taster,
Yeah.
Because, you know, when you're cooking, you think, and I've done it right, I put
Yeah.
everything in measure. But then you suddenly think, no, the quantity is more or less.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be that much. So then hence comes balance.
Yeah.
Can you
I
just
suppose
taste
it's different when you're cooking for yourself. You just go, oh, I'll throw a bit of that in,
Yeah.
isn't it? But when
But
you want to
you're
be
measuring, it's
consistent over it,
over time.
so that it always tastes the same, isn't it?
And then the challenge is as well, like, you might make that, like now we made that. When did we make that? I'm not putting a stamp on it, but I think that was in like
January, I think.
no, February, this one.
February,
Yeah.
But then it changes, so the taste in
More-
February is different to the
Because
taste
of the
now.
dates.
No,
it's
because
not.
over
It
time, when
matures
it's in the
with
jar,
time,
it changes
matures.
flavour. So if we're taste testing a jar from Feb and we only open it in July, it's different to what it would taste like in
Stop
Feb.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know the way the
So
pickles.
like fermenty type
Yeah.
things in
Slightly,
the
yeah.
jar.
the pickles, the way the pickles are
Yeah.
mature over the time.
But the same with
stage.
chutneys, it just
Same with
matures over
because
time.
it's more or less the process is almost same.
Ah.
But at home, when you're making chutney, you're only making for 5,
Little
10
bit
for
people.
now.
So like this
Yeah.
chili, it gets hotter over time.
Stop it, does it?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it tastes nice.
So that's got to be 4 years old, and you've got to have 40 spoons. That's your chili challenge for when people are
But
in.
that's what people do for chili challenges. They get the old batches from last year and then they, put it into the new batch and cook with it.
Do they?
Yeah, so a guy came over from America and did it for the wings challenge.
They must be nuts, mustn't they?
Yeah,
You know when your lips like tingle and sort of. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
like that. That's like.
I don't mind it.
Yeah, don't you?
No.
The thing is, don't let it touch your lips.
I know I tried that. It doesn't work. Then my mouth goes and my tongue goes numb. But no, amazing. And thank you so much for giving your time. We're going to quickly move on. Okay. So if anybody wants to order the chutneys, I'm going to put the links on. and everybody should have a little try of them because they are amazing. So we have a red face, something slightly embarrassing that could have happened to you this week, past couple of weeks. Have you got a little red face to share with us?
Yeah, me nearly falling over on the weekend. So I've got a video if you want me to show you it.
I don't think we'll be able to see it on,
no.
but I can share it. You can send it to me and then I can share it on,
you.
on
So it
our
was
socials.
at my sister's party. It was pinata time. I was a little bit buzzed.
I missed that, but I seen it on the
Have you?
video.
Yeah.
I was.
How many times did you spin your
Not
round?
like 10 times, but I got the pinata on the third hit, and then I didn't think I got it, so I swung again and nearly fell over. And it's just me stumbling back like, in front of everyone. It was pretty embarrassing. But yeah.
And I think one of you broke my
light. I hit the light.
Oh, well done for owning up.
Well, it's on
It's on video. Yeah, I can't. Wasn't me. It was the stick. It was the pinata stick. Yeah, amazing. Have you got a slightly embarrassing story you want to share with us, or are you safe this week?
This week I'm safe.
I think I'm safe this week.
Yeah,
I think I'm all right this week. Yeah.
I can tell a funny one about you and me.
Can you?
Yeah.
Let's go.
When we were on a Zoom call, and I was in Manchester at the time. This was a month or so ago, and then I had my grey hoodie on, like my beige hoodie and my beige headphones, and then Helen drops me a message in the Zoom chat saying, "Do you always match your headphones to your hoodies?" And I was like, "Yeah, and my shoes too." But I've replied in all, and everyone's like, "What are you on about your shoes?" And then Helen's laughing. I'm like, "Why are you laughing?" But I'm a Zoom noob, so like I didn't know what.
So I'd sent him a private message saying,
"Yeah,
are your hoodie and your ears, your headphones are matching?" And he replied to everybody on the call saying, "Yeah, and my shoes match." So I was like that, laughing, and everybody was going,
"What are you on about?"
Like that. So we had to fess, didn't we? We had to confess.
Yeah, that was a bit embarrassing for me.
But that was cool. Random stuff like that happens, but it's cool. Makes everybody's day.
You can normally wear matching with the hoodies, the blue hoodies.
We normally have little blue hoodies on. We need to go and get the mama suits, t-shirts, because this is what people need to look out for when they're out and about.
You can pick mine one.
So shout out to the grown-ups, any grown-ups who've done amazing things this week. And I'm going to shout out to Ibby, who is, I love that. So this is the Mama Suits hoodie.
I think you needed the light from that time.
And it's a gorgeous, bright, pinky...
Cranberry.
I was going to say it's not pink. It's
cranberry,
like
so it's meant to be similar colour to ours.
It is. It's the same as the label. Yeah. Perfect. I love it. Ibby, I'm going to give a shout out to Ibby, who was here. So last week we had technical difficulties because I couldn't get the camera and the microphone to work. Set it up again here, and it still wouldn't work. But lucky for us, Ibby was here.
Yeah. So Ibby's from Broadband 9.
From Broadband 9, and he went, and then he went, "I've fixed it," and I was like, so he's my shout out. So massive thank you to Ibby for fixing our computer. Who are you going to shout out to, grown ups?
I'm going to shout out to Steve Fairhurst at Branded Items Group, because I said to him I needed these hoodies, or I told him on Monday I needed some hoodies because I'm filming on Wednesday, which is tomorrow.
Yeah.
And he delivered them today. Sorted me out. Pulled a few favours in.
Where are you filming?
In Manchester, Spinningfield. So if you're free, may as well come down.
Oh, I'm not. I'm in Cheshire tomorrow. But that would have been nice. What are you filming for
Mama Suits? Yes, I'm going to go with one of the work experience guys from here and do some blind taste tests in the street and get people's reactions.
Brilliant! I love that. Are you going?
Not this week.
No?
Next week.
Next time.
I don't do the.
You know what?
He
Mum's
knows
great,
I won't be able to walk that much.
Yeah. You need to be.
With
You
my
need to be
eye
anyway. You need
chilled.
to be there like that. Just like you need to be
chilled.
the famous one. Like who people need to queue to meet you.
Yeah.
Don't just be
Queue to meet
Yeah,
me.
they need to queue to meet you. Yeah, Queen of Diwali. They need to queue to meet you. So do you want to shout out to any grown-ups, any adults who've done amazing things?
This week I can take two names, Kieran and Richard. Palan wasn't here. My internet, they kept fixing it for me. So both of them, thank you very much.
The young people are just amazing, aren't
they
they?
do.
They're just fabulous, aren't they? Brilliant.
All I was just putting, can somebody fix my internet? I can't get on it.
Brilliant.
So,
So very quickly, Palan, what are you reading or are you listening to at the moment?
So reading currently, it's the what have you forgotten it? The Peter Thiel book. Slipped my mind.
Don't know. We'll put it on in a minute.
Yeah, I'll put it on in a minute. But I'm listening to a couple of Stephen Bartlett's podcasts. So the one with Chris Williamson.
Is that the Diary of a CEO?
Diary of a CEO. The one episode is done with Chris Williamson. I'm listening to the moment. Which
so I haven't listened to any of his
really
yet.
Interesting.
But the
0
high
to 1.
performance, which is what I listened to. Palan, I was listening to it, and it said at the end, and it said, "Oh, and our guest listener is somebody from Liverpool." And I thought, "Oh, I wonder if I know them." As I was driving along, and then Palan come on, and I was like, "Ah!" So he's like dead famous because he's been on the High Performance podcast and came on talking about chutneys. And how did you get that gig?
Just spoke to the right person at the right time. Met Damien, and then chatted to him, and then just said, "This is what I'm doing." He's like, "Oh, why don't you come on the podcast?" I was like, "Sure."
Yeah, it's ace, isn't it? So that's like cool.
So it's 0 to 1. Sorry, Peter Thiel.
0 to 1.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah.
I haven't read it. Yeah. I'm still reading The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. So I'm nearly finished on that one, and I've just downloaded. It's The Wolf of Wall Street, the fella who was the wolf.
Yeah, I forget his name.
I can't think of his name, but he's brilliant, and he talks just like in a pure New York accent. So it's like hilarious when you're listening to it. It's like it's ace, yeah. So we are like run out of time because our hour is whizzed. How fast has that gone?
That's gone very fast.
So we do close the show with a closing quote or a mantra or something that you live by. So have you got one each?
I just live every day, same. I don't plan things. I take it as it comes.
I love that.
Take it as it comes.
And you're totally the opposite.
No. I think for me, it's always always try and help people when you can. So there's a great line in the book, and it's not always traditional sales and things in life is always be closing. His motto is always be adding value. So how can you help people? How can you add value?
Perfect. I love that. And what a lovely way to close the show. So a massive thank you to Neetu and to Palan from Mama Sood's Chutney. And
thank you. And
thank you for feeding me, which was ace. Sorry, San. I'll bring you the doggy back home. And I'm gonna get some chutneys and things like that, and we'll be sharing them and spreading the news and stuff like that. But massive thank you, and hopefully everybody will be fit and well for next week, and we will be back. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.